everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are doing a continuation of the Great Depression series. Cooking foods that were really popular during the Great Depression, and not only popular, out of necessity. They had to make do with what they had. This one was, as you guys know, I have researched like crazy on the Great Depression for this series. And this recipe that I want to show you guys today was very, very popular because it used ingredients common to almost every kitchen. Now, people couldn't just go out to the grocery store and buy convenience foods. They had to home make pretty much everything. And they came up with so many different ways to make foods for their family. And this one I have never heard of until now. Apple pudding. Have you heard of apple pudding? Apples were very, very cheap, and they just grew on the side of the road during apple season. So they could get them for free or nearly nothing in cost. And apples were a very common produce that they used back during the Great Depression. Free, hello. And you can just go off the side of the road and pick some apples. This apple pudding recipe uses ingredients that most everybody had already. Baking powder, sugar, flour, eggs, and apples, of course. So this was very, very, very low cost. Cheap, baby. It was cheap. And it was a treat for the kids. I've never heard of it before, let alone had it. So we're going to make this today, and it's going to be fun. Remember, these are not my recipes. These are very popular recipes that were used during the Great Depression, and I am just trying to recreate them and see what they tasted like. The Great Depression era, I've said this once, I'll say it again, just blows my mind. The way that they just adapted and overcame their circumstances, and they were so inventive with everything that they did. Fun fact about the Great Depression. Did you know that most people had to use like flour sacks or meal sacks to make clothing for their family? So, in order to help everyone, flour companies, meal companies started making prints on their sacks. So families that were having to use those sacks to make clothing could have cool little fun prints. Now, isn't that awesome how everybody worked together? Even the big companies helped everyone. It was a different time back then. More love. What you're going to need first is some apples. I'm using 3 apples. What we're going to do first, we are going to peel our apples and then core our apples. And we have to dice our apples up very fine pieces. So to ensure that my apples are fine enough, I want to use this shredder. There we go. I finally shredded. I hope that's considered fine. I finally shredded all 3 apples. All right. 2 eggs. Oops. We got 2 eggs, and it said to beat them first. 1 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, teaspoon of baking powder. Now I mix this together. We have our apples. Dash of vanilla. Get you a greased baking dish and pour in. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 375. And it doesn't say how long to cook, it just said until firm. So, I hope I got the apples fine enough, but it just said dice fine, and that's shredded fine. So, there she is. Let's go ahead and stick her in the oven. While that's cooking, let's talk a little bit about the Great Depression. Did you know that Al Capone, also known as Scarface, opened one of the first soup kitchens during the Great Depression? It was called Free Soup, Coffee, and Donuts for the Unemployed. And it served 3 meals a day to over 2,000 men. Who knew Al Capone opened one of the first soup kitchens? I didn't. All right, so back during the Great Depression, back in them days, back in the 1920s and 1930s, men were the main breadwinners and women stayed at home with their families. So men, they predominantly worked in like the coal mines, factories, things like that. Well, during the Great Depression, those jobs went away. Men could not find work, and it was not their fault. It was the Great Depression. So, who came to the rescue? Who came to the rescue? Women. Women of the families had to go to work because women jobs were what were available. Seamstresses, like sewing, and cooks, and nurses. So these women were very, very underpaid, and we're still dealing with that today, but women were very underpaid. But if it weren't for these women going to work, their families would have gone hungry. So women came to the rescue during the Great Depression. Now, during the Great Depression, I know a lot of us are like, Brooke, we already know this, but you would not believe some of the comments that I get where people are saying things like, oh my gosh, I would never eat that. Okay, that's not cool. So back during the Great Depression, people lost their jobs. They had no money. No money. They lost their homes. Like, it was bad. It was really, really bad. Like, you thought it was bad during like the recession we had about 2008. No, it was bad. People were literally putting sawdust and dryer lint, but they didn't have dryers, but lint and sawdust in soup to bulk it up so they could stay full longer. Yes, that happened. It breaks my heart. But these people who lived during the Great Depression persevered, and they overcame all the obstacles, and look, they made it. And if it weren't for them learning to survive on what they had, some of us would not be here today. So before you say, ew, that's gross, I would not eat that, you probably would. It cooked for about 20 minutes. It's firm. I wish they had smell-o-vision. Lord of mercy, this smells so good. Have you ever went to one of those fudge shops in the Great Smoky Mountains? Fudge shops or the Chocolate Monkey stores? This smells like the inside of that store. So I notice the bottom of it, it looks like a pecan pie. The pecans are on top, the apples are on top, and it has like the consistency of the pecan pie. You can see that here as well. Apples. See? You see that? It smells awesome. Here it is. I'm gonna give this a go first. It smells really good, and I swear it has the consistency of a pecan pie or chess pie, something like that. It just has no crust. Oh. I just got an idea to make a pie crust and make this as a pie. One day, maybe. That's good. That's good. This is the best one yet. I prefer to mix it up where it's separated when it baked. Oh, that is nice. See the consistency? If you haven't made any of the Great Depression meals that I have done so far, I suggest this one. I don't even like cooked apples that much. This is good. Oh, that's nice. I have Ryder coming in here to try this. If he doesn't like this, I'm gonna be upset because this is good. It's apple pudding, but it's got the consistency of like kind of a, I'm gonna say a pecan pie.
It's just the texture's off-putting. It tastes good, but
it's like a pecan pie or a chess pie.
Yeah, kind of like a. It tastes good. It tastes good.
Just the texture?
Yeah. Just the texture.
Would that be like a custard or something? I'm not sure. No. I'm eating the rest of mine because it's really good. But in my defense, I love the texture of pecan pie. Ryder, I've never really seen him eat much pecan pie, actually. Braden has. Braden loves it. Hey, sweetheart, I want you to try this apple pudding from the Great Depression. It has kind of like the texture of a pecan pie. Like the gooey filling part.
Mmm.
See, it's good.
That's pretty good.
The texture is like a pecan pie.
Yeah.
Ryder said the texture, he didn't really like the texture, but he liked the taste. But he doesn't really eat pecan pies that much. So I think you have to like that texture of the pecan pie in order to like this.
Yeah, it's really good.
I thought it was bomb. Which do you think is better, the SOS or that?
Yes.
He said this one over the SOS, and y'all remember how they acted over the SOS. I like it. I like it. It is good. I'm gonna make this again. Next time, I'm gonna make it with pie crust. This is good. This is so good. I gotta get Dusty in here. The baking dish I made of this is almost gone. If he doesn't enjoy this, I will cry because me and Braden thinks it's amazing. It's kind of got the texture of a pecan pie. Dusty was sort of napping. I woke him up for this. But it's okay, right?
Yeah.
You like it? I thought it was bomb. I think it will be especially bomb in a pie crust.
Because ice cream.
I knew he was going to say ice cream. I knew it. He has to have ice cream on top of any cooked fruit. Which do you think is better, SOS or that?
Two totally different meals.
But if you, like your last meal, if you was in prison, which would you choose between SOS or that? Braden said that.
I mean, this is good.
I was wanting more of an oomph
I'm sorry.
from him because
it's good.
Because I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I love this. It's so much better than the SOS that they went crazy for. I don't think anything will top the SOS for Dusty and Ryder. But for me and Bray, that tops SOS.
Really good.
Dusty ate the whole plate. Come and show them the plate. Show them the plate where you ate it all. See? It's bomb. Now, if you haven't tried anything, like I said, from the Great Depression series, I say try this because it is awesome. And it's so simple. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this because I sure as heck enjoyed making it. I can't talk. I sure as heck enjoyed making it because that was bomb. And I found something new that I'm going to make more often. And next time it's going to be in a pie crust. Yep, and I'm going to take it to a family get-together probably because that was bomb. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you next video. Remember, as always, be positive, kind, happy. Let others be happy. And please enjoy the life that the good Lord gave ya. I love yous.